Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we're gonna learn how to make Hulk, and this is also one of my favorite superheroes, so I'm gonna be making him a little bit different than before. Like the other guys, I'm not gonna making it. In this video you will be learning how to keep a fairly a different pose than others, and a little bit different techniques, and you will see in this video I'm gonna be using my custom UI. All right, but guys, you know everything now. By now I think who is following my videos, they might know how I work with the spheres and the move brush, Z modeler, damp standard, /3, flatten, pinch, standard brush, clay builder. Those are my brushes which I work with, and the extract option and Z remeasure is one of the most important brush like tool, I say. So keep in that mind, even though if some are new in this, like for our channel, you guys can know where to find it, because I'm gonna show each and everything whatever I do here, so don't worry. Yeah, you can see I'm showing here Z remeasure where you can find it. I'm just mirroring it. You can find it in Z plugins on the top bar, and there is a subtool master over there. You will see mirror. You can do it from there. Now I'm just giving a rough shape of the face. Even though his face is asymmetrical, so but still for the beginning I just keep on symmetry on. Then afterwards we can do asymmetrical pose for like a expression for his face. We can do asymmetrical things afterwards. First we need to have the same things as in hand, legs. Those are symmetry. So first we have that, then we can go for asymmetrical. Here you can see I'm just giving a little bit of details on the face and doing Z remeasure whenever I can feel like the mesh is not working with me. I do it there, and most of those are the same steps I have done in the previous my videos. If there's something new, I'll be explaining what I do and why I do. Here just defining a little bit jawline, and you can see he's having a cubical shape type face, so I'm giving a shape of that. Now you can see here I'm doing an asymmetrical pose. There is a reason why I'm not doing right now, because I'm done with the base of the face. So whenever I'm gonna do anything now, it will be for the details. Even though this reference doesn't have that detail on the photo itself, so as usual you need to have those creases on his like eyes and nose. So I'm adding from my side. Now you can see, since your face is asymmetrical, so even nose also go according to the shape, not too extraordinary, not so little. As you can see, I'm just trying to find a sweet spot for that. For ear, it's gonna be same way. I'm just gonna keep a sphere and give it a shape of an ear. And for digging a hole in the ear, just use move brush and just push it in. That will be better than using clay builder or like others. Once you have the like little bit dent in it, at that time you can use, because you have the area to work with. Now here I was trying to make an hair with this masking tool and extract it, but I feel like it didn't work, and I can cut this video out, but I don't want to. Just for the reference, you guys can know how to do it. I was trying to find not that thick, not that thin, so I end up with the 0.06, but unfortunately it didn't work for my liking. So what I did, I just delete this and I go with the new sphere. I'll show. You can see I was trying to do with the Sculptor Pro. That's not good because it's not for a hair. And guys, who wants to learn about creating your own hair IMM brush, let me know. I'll make a video on it. If you guys are interested to make your own hair IMM brush, or in any other thing like for chain, skulls, or whatever you guys want to know, I'll make it. Now you can see I'm just using a normal brush, the a move brush, and trying to give a proper shape. With the /3, you can see I have add 3 subdivisions just for the hair details, nothing else. With this sphere, I'm just making a basic shape of the neck. So even though if you guys are working with the hefty body like this, you guys can straight go and have a torso, even up to you, whatever you guys are easy to do. There are multiple ways to make this kind of shapes, but that's fine. Whatever guys if you guys are okay with to make with one sphere and a whole body, that's good. But if you not capable to do that, if you're not able to manipulate the mesh easily or control it easily, then go with the different subtools, different spheres, cylinders, cube, whatever is you can work with. His abdominal area is not that like big, so I just try to keep it fairly enough small and fairly enough big that it shows it up. I don't want to keep it way too narrow, like thin or small, so it isn't visible enough. So this is where I go with. Now this is going to be his just a bicep. And I'll suggest you guys to work with the mesh and keep a pose which you are okay. If you're gonna be like making a symmetrical pose, then even you guys are making it like sculpting it or giving it like a shape, basic shape, try to keep a proper like structure of his body. His posture should be like so good enough that if you guys are done with the sculpting, you don't have to be worried about, oh, I missed that part, or I did that good enough. So you don't have to go back. For beginners, what I have noticed that it is not that hard to sculpt for them. It's a hard for them to give a pose, more like a asymmetrical pose. They are not that capable to make asymmetrical pose with the details. So this is what I feel like is good enough for them to learn how to do that. Create multiple subtools with the multiple parts of the body, then give it a detail, basic detail. I'm not saying that to add a huge amount of detail on that. No, once you're okay with that, for an example, if you're making a biceps, are you feel like it's good enough to go with, then that's it, stop over there. Then make another part, then give it a pose, then merge them together. Either you can do a like a dynamesh, or you guys go even do that, what do you say, boolean. And there is a difference between boolean and dynamesh. If you do a dynamesh will give you more or less amount of the poly count, poly points, right? If you guys are doing boolean, boolean will give you same groups, same crisp edge what you were doing with before bullying it, but it will add triangles at the edges, right? Then you have to work on them. For that you can easily go with the ZBrush, keep groups, smooth 0, that will work for you guys. And it depends on your preference, like what do you guys prefer, like to do dynamesh or do a boolean. Here I'm just making a like legs without foot, and this is just a like thigh and a basic foot, not foot, sorry, basic leg. And you guys can see I can fairly easily create a leg without sphere. If I add a sphere, it will be, I need to stretch it out, then I have to keep the control on the poly count, like poly points. I find sphere, like cylinder is much better to work with. As you can see, it's way too straight. Even the biceps and the hands are way too straight. It's not even a little bit bent. That's fine because we are not gonna model with like we are not done with it yet. So there will be a difference. And you can see the muscles, the detail of the on the parts. It's quite like, it's not that defined, it's not that dull, but there is a reason because I kept that. Because if you wanted to do this way, you can do, or either you can merge them all and do it again, the detail. It's up to you guys. All right, now here I'm making a hand. For a hand, what I did here, I just added a cube, smooth it out completely. First do the remeasure because it has points which I can work with. All right, now what I'm doing here, I'm just giving a basic shape of the palm. All right, keeping that in mind how it will look. If you don't have a reference, you guys have always your hands with you, right? So just check it out. How does it look? Now here what I'm doing, I scale one cube and another one will be small. Now the lower part of that cube is his finger part one, and this is going to be knuckle, and the same goes for the another knuckles, like for fingers. The third one, I'm gonna delete this one. All right, now this one is going to be fingertip. So you can go and add detail for his nails. Now you can see we have a finger, so we can even work with this one, or we can create another one. If you are not okay with this one, go ahead, add as much as detail you wanted to. All right, now as you can see, I did a finger with the length, it's fine, but the width and everything, it's not enough for the palm. I can scale it out, I can reshape it. You can do whatever you guys wanted to do. All right, give it a proper shape. I'm just placing the fingers, nothing special. Now this is going to be a tricky one because thumb is always tricky. It can go in way more directions than your fingers, other fingers, right? Here I'm separating the fingers. There is a reason because I now I want to give a shape of the hand like fist. But first I'm gonna be making his left hand, even though this hand is clearly looks like a right hand, but that's fine. We can do a mirror and we can delete this one. Don't worry about the gap between your finger and the knuckle, because we can even use a move topology brush, or you guys can even do what is it, Dynamesh and smooth it out. Now what I did here, I just did a merge visible, alright. Then I go back for my fingers, then I need to adjust for the fit, like complete fist, close fingers. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna just use the same thing, same method, just do more close to the like palm, basically trying to make a fist. You guys can spend more time to make it more like perfect. I was running out of time, so I did a little bit more rough than usual. Now you can see I'm using Move Topology brush. I'm using Dynamesh and figure it out how dense you want it, and I'll say keep it fairly low because it will be way too hard to work with then. Now I'm adding more detail with the clay builder brush. I'm just adding knuckles and the little bit detail for the fingers. Even you guys can add or like subtract for the more details. If whatever you guys wanted to do, you can do it this time at this part. All right. Now, what else is going to be? Yeah. Once you're done, just I'll do a mirror. Then, as you can see, it's one. So I did another one separate. Then add into the pose. As you can see, it's way too big, so need to adjust. Smooth it, but not that hard that you'll lose the detail of the hand, which we already make a little bit. Not that high, but still that will make a huge difference. Compare it with your another hand, check whatever looks better, do the same. Then I think it's a time to make his foot. Before that, I'm gonna give a pose for the hands, and yeah, I just think it's for the hands. I separated the forearms just because it's gonna be now asymmetrical. Now you can see My biceps was not as like separated, so it was working together. I need to undo and redo the same thing. If you wanted to do completely asymmetrical, it's better to keep a separate subdivision, like separate subtools. Now for the foot, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna have a sphere. I'm gonna squish it a little bit down, and with the rectangle knife, I'm gonna cut the half. And you guys can see it's like a different polygroup right now. It is a necessary to have that polygroup. Just first give the basic shape of the foot and mask that, like a lower the bottom polygroup. All right. Then if you want to, you can grow the mask and just give a rough shape of the foot. It can be a foot, it can be shoes, it can be anything. Even though you're making a high detailed like shoes or something, it can be a base of it. Now here just I'm making a note that it can be make all of them. Yeah. All right, that looks good. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna subdivide a little bit, then give a little bit details. And guys, I can even make a separate fingers, but I don't want to because this is going to be a 3D printing model. So for that I need to make a base a little bit better to balance. As you can see, we are doing zero measure, whatever we need to, just give it base detail. All right, with the base detail, as you add, you can go and have more later on high details. Now remember, it's a Hulk, so obviously even his foot are going to be way too huge compared to normal. Now you can see I'm masking the lower body just to give a proper shape for the upper body. All right. Now with that 3 lines selected, you guys can move multiple subtools at once. All right. Now whenever you feel like your subtools are getting destroyed or something, remember that is because it's active symmetry. As you can see here, whenever this happens, disable your symmetry and work on it again. I'm unmasking all of those. Now again, what we're gonna do here, I'm removing eyes and making live poly, then make a poly mesh. It will come into the new palette. You can here see what I was talking about earlier. I'm duplicating it, so there is a reason. I'll show you. I'm doing zero measure, keep polygroups on, and smooth should be 0. All right. As you can see, it will take some time. All right, we are done. Now you can see it's quite detailed, loosen up. What we're gonna do here is keep your polygroups on and smooth it out. All right. Now in this case, you're gonna lose your face details, like your hand details, you're gonna lose maybe like whatever you have done it, you might lose it, but that's not an issue. Why? I'll show you how you can regain it, that details. As you can see, we have lost complete detail on his face. Just subdivide 3 times, 4 times how detailed you have created your like model, and keep the another one like on, and do the projection all in the subtool. At the bottom there is a project all. You will have the all details whatever you have lost. Now I'm just smoothing. Whenever you have did that same thing, all right, you might have some problem with the subtool itself. It might have dents, it might have like a pop-up, whatever there is. So you just have to go on your lowest subdivisions and smooth it out. All right, or basically you just need to work from them, like from there, and it will be good enough to work with, because you have already created so much, so you have an grip how to work with, right? As you can see, we have a problem over there, but I'm not gonna take care of that right now because he is going to be wearing a pants, so that's fine. Now with damp standard brush plus the pinch brush, you can make really good shapes. Even though I'm trying to make it more detailed, it doesn't make any sense because it doesn't have that detailed characterized like look. As you can see, I'm going step by step. Before I was working on my first subdivision, now I'm working on my second subdivisions, and I'm giving a smoothness to all of the body area. Now I'm working on my third subdivisions. I need to work on that same. If you go straight on your third subdivision or maybe like fifth subdivision, you won't be able to work smooth on that. If you can increase the strength of the smooth brush, you can. There is a multiple ways you can. If you do that, you might lose the detail of the character itself, which you don't want. Now here I'm hiding this area, so I can extract this part for the pants. All right, done. I'm gonna select this solo mode, and I need an inner area of the pant itself. I don't want the outer area. I need an inner area, and delete the outer part. Now you can see it's kind of okay to work with, but I'm gonna delete that part and close hole and delete all of those areas from the top and bottom. Then just do the ZBrush, then you're done with that. And same thing, you just need to select some like cutouts for the bottom layer of the pant, delete it, dynamic subdiv, have a thickness, make it out. Now you can see the pant is itself is the flips. Normal is our flips. What I'm gonna do a flip here in display properties. You can do flips over there. All right, now I'm just giving a little bit detail on the pant. Now you can see afterwards my pant is really high subdivisions right now for my liking. Like poly count is way too high. I don't like that to work with. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna duplicate this and zero mesh it half. As you can see, it's taking way too long. Alright, so once I've done that, now I'm gonna go and do the same details. Now you can see it's quite easy to work with compared to before. Add details wherever you feel like it should be, and you are done. Now this is going to be his jaw, sorry, teeth. If you guys are following my videos, then you know I don't like to create teeth for this kind of characters because it doesn't have detail on his teeth, or you can say overall it doesn't have that details, right? So I'm gonna delete the circles, then I'm gonna just make it with this cylinder, extrude them complete in, and you're done with the teeth. Now I'm gonna add a sphere, just do a basic shape of the tongue, and you're done with it. Now as you can see what I'm doing here, I'm just giving a basic shape, like basic colors of the every subtools. Like Hulk is green, as you know, and his pants are like purple, so I'm giving that basic colors of them. Now for the hair, what I'm gonna do for the eyebrows, I'm gonna just do with the standard brush. All right, for hair you can do this way, or you can just you have a poly group and just select that and go with that. Just do the keep your poly groups on whatever you're doing with, then go in colors and fill object. That will be great. Now we are done, and I hope you guys like this video, and if you do, give a like and do comment whatever you guys like to make, like want me to make something new. I'll do that, and that's it guys. See you in next video.